Hey everybody, we're back with a pickups video, again, the end of the year holiday pickups that we do every year, beginning of January, and I guess we'll start with Christmas gifts and then move on into stuff we've been finding as we've been searching past month and a half, 2 months or so. So I guess we'll start with DVD, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the complete season 5. We have roughly half the series I think at this point, so love this series, absolutely hilarious. And got a couple of Criterions, which is awesome. We got A Touch of Zen.
With essays. They all come with essays.
Well, this one comes with, it's kind of cool because they all have, yeah, this one has like a poster with like a mini essay on the back. So, that is really cool, but really nice to get some Criterion releases because it's not very
Everyone
often.
needs an essay with their DVD.
She makes fun of my Criterion releases, says they're pretentious, which they are, but they're awesome. So, My Man Godfrey. Absolutely love that.
Can't wait to see it.
And then going with that, my brother got me, speaking of My Godfrey and William Powell, we got Nick and Nora, which is 2 different documentaries here. One for William Powell, A True Gentleman, and one for Myrna Loy, So Nice to Come Home. So I really enjoyed that. And we got Blu-ray Criterion of Branded to Kill.
Never heard of any of these.
And Amanda got me the Blu-ray DVD combo of The Foreigner, which I was very excited to get because I missed it in theaters. I really wanted to see it, did not have a chance to go see it, so I finally did. I really enjoyed that. And do you have any DVDs on that side? Did I move them all over here?
I think you got
Oh yeah,
them.
you did, yes.
I do.
Yeah, the stuff I got you. Yeah.
I have Power Rangers, the Best of Blue, because Billy was supposed to be my husband. You ruined that.
Yeah.
You ruined that for me.
Yeah. Isn't he also gay?
That's beside the point. Okay. And then a double feature of Matilda and Pippi Longstocking. I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I don't know if anyone else has ever seen it.
I was very excited to find that because they're on separate DVDs also, which is good.
Because they're always double-sided in editions
was
like
nice.
this, so that's really cool. Can't wait till that's that. And another 90s amazing Indian in the Cupboard. This was a great movie, and I feel like it's super underrated. I feel like
I barely remember. I remember the books, but I think I saw the movie once on VHS probably.
It's really good. That's it for...
Alright, and then on VHS, got another release of Deep Space Nine, Family Business, episode 69 there, on VHS. And then my brother, for Christmas, I don't know where he found this, got me Austin Powers Pinball. Oh my goodness, this is, I think whenever it's loading, the loading times are atrocious, even for like
weird.
a PS1 game, it's just like, and it's just like a pinball table. It's nothing. It's just like loading, baby, yeah. And the whole game is there are only 2 tables in the whole thing.
Which is
one
weird.
based off the first movie, one based off the second. We both said too that the video quality looked strangely like blurry and like.
It was like a
pixelated.
plug and play.
It was that's what it reminded me of. It
weird.
reminded me of a plug and play. This was like 2002
But I've had
on PS1.
Game
but,
Boy pinball games that look better.
That are better, yeah.
That have more
Yeah,
tables
this is a
than that.
this is a very bizarre
Very weird.
release. So and then yes.
I got some video games too. I got DS games. Can you imagine?
Of course.
The first one is an NCIS 3DS game, which we've watched, I think, most of NCIS throughout the years. This doesn't have the original voice actors, so it should be very interesting. It's supposed to be a mystery, like, puzzle solving, so that's right up my alley. And then a Pokemon Omega Ruby. So that's really cool, because we don't have too many Pokemon games. And that's it for video.
Well, the big
not
video game pickup, yeah. The big video game
Not
pickup.
We got an NES Classic Edition, so really excited about that. So we can play NES games without spending $1 million because they all cost $1 million now.
Yeah, and a lot of the ones that are on there we do have that we want. Like
Yeah, we have what we want, but it's cool to have some of these other ones that we wouldn't necessarily
spend the money
on,
have,
but it's nice to have just for nostalgia and for history.
And to have hooked up in the other room.
Yeah,
and
it
not
is
have to
nice
bring
to-
out the NES every single time. And,
Yeah, I like these. I don't know, a lot of people have a lot of complaints about these little...
Yeah, but they're
They're
cool
basically
little,
plug and plays.
Yeah, I love the
So
cool. They're
everyone
cool little,
takes them too seriously.
Yeah, cute plug and plays, and then when you want the actual thing, you go with the
You
actual
play the
thing.
actual
You just-
thing.
Yeah, you just don't get all 30 if you don't want,
And you don't have to like take it out and blow on it and put it back and then put it back in and then put it back again and again and again That's how it works. So that's nice.
We did one other VHS my brother gave me, and we had this as a kid, and I actually think it's probably the copy originally, which would be really cool if it is, that I had as a kid that he probably had somewhere in the house. But Disney's Gargoyles, the movie, Heroes Awaken, which is like the first 3 or first 4 episodes, I forget, as a movie. And then it also has board games. It's a VCR board game inside.
I love Gargoyles.
Those were such a terrible idea, VCR board games.
But I love Gargoyles.
Oh,
so
yeah. Disney's Gargoyles is awesome. Yeah, it was kind of like the 90s Batman version of like a Disney series. Like, doesn't it feel like to me tonally very similar to the 90s Batman?
It's Next Generation.
Yeah. Yes, I love all the Next
Generation. It's fantasy Next Generation. It's very exciting.
Well, speaking of Star Trek, my father-in-law got me Prime Directive, book on cassette. So that was really cool.
I feel like you slowly are inheriting my father's things.
But we like most of the same stuff, but narrated by James Doohan, so Scotty.
Aww, Scotty.
That's really cool. And this is a Garfield and Judith Reeves Stevens, so like that's usually pretty good.
They're awesome. We got a lot of audiobooks actually.
That's true, yeah. That one.
Got Wrinkle in Time. Very excited. It's the real Wrinkle in Time. It's not that movie. I really wanted to like that movie. I really, really wanted to like it, and it just didn't work out.
I only saw bits and pieces as I was like entering and exiting the room, and even that I was just like, it doesn't look too good.
But this is good because it's the book, so very excited about that.
And then stack for my brother.
We got all of these. These are all Terry Goodkind. If I can. These are on CD. So the first three, which is really cool. These are the ones I like.
Yeah.
After that, it gets kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and Soul of the Fire is on cassette.
Naked Empire.
And Faith of the Fallen, which I think this one is the longest one. This is the one. No, this one's 20 cassettes. This one's 16. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the longest.
Yes, it's 20 cassettes of Terry Goodkind.
But they're unabridged, so we get to listen to all of the insanity that is.
And I agree too.
Terry
that,
Goodkind.
like, he kind of. Back when I was first reading them, lost me after, I think, the 4th book. Like, the first 3 really good, 4th okay.
Yeah, I remember the first 3.
And I've read the rest of them, but if I would have
I never finished them. I couldn't.
If I would go back and reread, I'd reread the first 3 or 4. But actually, now we have these, I might listen to some of them. Like, that would be kind of interesting. So, let me
and then we did get my sister went to Ireland, which was really cool. So she brought us back an art book from one of the museums there. And a bookmark because I collect bookmarks. I think bookmarks are awesome and I love them and I want to have many, many, many bookmarks forever.
Yeah. And then Amanda got me the Wizard of Oz cast album, so that's pretty cool there. And,
cassette tape, because
And Return to Oz kids book. That's really cool. I like that. It's one that has a bunch of pictures from the movie, and I've always really liked Return to Oz.
Yeah, I've never seen that specific one.
Because you had a different one as a kid, right?
I had a different one, but I mean, we had a lot of books in that series.
Yes, the
Disney series, but.
And we get that out here. I'm a huge fan of anything Pink Panther. Amanda found a couple of old Pink Panther comics.
Very old.
Yes.
Very delicate.
Yeah, I'll keep those in plastic so they don't disintegrate. No. And this is awesome. I gotta be careful with this one.
So I was in a thrift store, and this old man was like right next to me, and and I saw this, and I do this thing that Stefan gets really mad all the time. I don't always do it when you're driving, but I like do this like gasp, and he gets really upset. And so I did this, and this old man was looking at something, and he like turned around and like frantically looked at me.
I can't do it, but it's like you see something like when we're driving and you see like a dog or something across the street, it's like something, and it just. But can you imagine that? And like, oh my god, what am I missing? Like, what I hit? I'm like, what?
But I did that, and I was so excited to find this.
Yeah, but this is definitely something both of us going up on a shelf. Yeah, look at that.
It's our first decorative plate.
Beautiful. Yeah, decorative plate is not something I would ever think I'd own, but yeah, that's really cool.
It's Star Trek, you have to own it. And
yeah,
number.
This will go like when we have our huge Star Trek like collection. We were talking about that too when our libraries are set up. You know, all the DVDs together,
there will
the Blu-rays,
be
whatever. There'll be a Star Trek section where everything Star Trek will be separate and in just one thing together. Laserdisc, VHS, whatever. So this will be one of the many things to top that shelf. But that was beautiful.
Yeah, it's in really good shape too, which I was really surprised on.
Yeah.
I almost gave that man a heart attack, but not quite.
The other thing here, let me drag all this over here. That you found months ago, like summer or something, you said, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I found this a long time ago, and it was very difficult to keep this from you.
Yes, and some of these, we even said like some of these will be ones that we're going to keep for our collection. Some will end up being like resells. Most of them I think we're keeping. But Amanda found at one point a ton of beta tapes, like just a ton of Betamax sitting there, and some really good stuff. Especially like 80s things are something that I associate, I think, more with that format and really like. I have things like Beverly Hills Cop, and they're all in really
they're in really good shape.
Good shape. Like they all look fantastic. I don't know what you can see there, but they all look just fantastic, and I'm only going to find player for a decent price. Return to Oz, and I love this one. This was the one that you had this wrapped separately.
I did wrap it separately because I knew that was the first one I found.
Yeah, because this is special because I have Wizard of Oz on there now. Return to Oz, and this is really cool. And I love how it even has the original suggested retail price, $79.95, $80 for
That's
Return
insane.
to Oz. But yeah, so I'm really happy to get that. And then of course An American Tail. I love Don Bluth's stuff.
I know Don Bluth is so good.
Really good. Crocodile Dundee. Woman in Red. Oh, I love this. Annie.
His Annie.
Yes.
The 80s Annie.
I love the 80s Annie, yeah.
This one
opens it has an interesting cover and then slips out like that. But I've only seen like one or two other like that ever. That's really kind of cool.
I like 90s Annie.
48 Hours. Police Academy 2 in a VHS style clamshell. This is pretty interesting. This was a surprise one, but Abbott and Costello, Africa Screams.
I like Abbott and Costello.
Of course, 80s classic E.T. Love that.
Gotta have E.T. on everything.
And then I've got a bunch of other ones here. This one, neither of us have seen this, so
I've never heard of this.
But all of me, but it's Steve Martin, so.
There's so many 80s and 90s movies that I've never heard of.
Police Academy 3, when they started to get extra ridiculous.
Yeah, but
I feel like the first one is like, Rodney Dangerfield and Easy Money.
My Name is Danger.
Teen Wolf.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. An Officer and a Gentleman.
That's you.
Yeah. This is huge. This Jerry Lewis one, the Errand Boy. Big
That's
box
weird.
for that one. Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
It's not very durable. Of all Superman 3.
Yeah. Has to be that one.
Yeah. To me, I think this would be, because I've seen all four of them, to me, I think this would be my least favorite just because 4 is terrible, but it's terrible in an enjoyable way. Like, it's so bad that it's laughably enjoyable. Like, I don't know. But 3 is just, But yeah, 4 is just like really, really bad funny. Witness, Harrison Ford. And one you love, I know. Cheech and Chong, Still
I would
Smoking.
put that back.
Drives her nuts. But yeah, so that is, we're gonna pause for a minute and then go to stuff we've been finding over the past month or so at our hunting. All right, we're back and move some stuff around. One find that was a little find that was nice. Saw this sticking up in the bargain room. Pulled it out, and NES controller in great shape. One I could definitely use. Only have like 2 of them, so now we have another one there in nice shape. And our one, I think the only video game find. Yeah, but this was really cool. Mummy, Tomb of the Pharaoh. And this, I think I remember seeing and learning about on Rose's channel, Pushing Up Roses. So it looked pretty interesting, interactive adventure thriller. The number one thing that I got it for, though, was it also includes Frankenstein. So that looks amazing with Tim Curry. That was a really good FMV game. So Frankenstein, there's Through the Eyes of the Monster with Tim Curry. That was fantastic. And then on the DVD side, Amanda found The Muppet Show Season 2.
I love how
Miss Piggy's nose is fuzzy, so that's really good. Love The Muppet Show. And this was actually, I found sealed for $2, but we've been watching it. Season 2, Beauty and the Beast, Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton. Love that.
You can listen to poetry.
Oh, I love that. So poetic and wonderful. This was a cool random find, but the Cecil B. DeMille collection. Have a bunch on there. We have The Sign of the Cross, Four Frightened People, Cleopatra, The Crusades, and Union Pacific, all there on their own disc. That was a cool box set to randomly stumble upon. And I'm glad this movie, you showed me this for the first time on Netflix.
Yeah,
I think it
you
was.
never saw the documentary. I saw the documentary.
Never seen it, but Lost in La Mancha with it's a 2-disc edition with a bunch of extra features, and I'm glad.
And it's coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really happening.
Different, it seems, than his original vision for it, but it's still, I'm glad it's just being made after watching this.
Done.
Yeah, it's coming out. So I Saw What You Did, Joan Crawford.
I saw what you did.
This is great because it's set up to where it should be like a really frightening thriller, but it's actually just kind of funny. Basically, teenage girls prank calling, and eventually they start calling people and just say, I saw what you did, and then hanging up. But the one time they actually call someone who had just committed a murder, so then it starts the whole, accidentally. But that's pretty good. And we amazingly found a Criterion release in Goodwill. It does not happen, so 8.5.
Joy.
Yes, now when you see, and then yes, on DVD also.
Even more important.
Yes, we pre-ordered this. This came
The
first
Orville
day.
Season 1. I'm so excited about this.
Yep.
We've been watching it. It's awesome.
We have a day and a half left as the time we're filming this until the premiere.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Season 2's finally here. We've waited so long.
Yes, yeah. It's been bizarrely long.
And then I found this. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I never see these. I've never seen this.
We see the individual releases, but those are
super expensive. But Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Season 2, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Season 2? Season 2. I love this. My sister was named after Dr. Quinn's baby, Katie.
Yep.
So, it's very important to my family.
Yeah, a great
But
show, and not a show
love
that
this.
really, on paper, is something that seems like either of us would watch.
Yeah, no.
Frontier, Medicine Woman, it just...
Yeah.
But it's great. We both like it. We both have enjoyed it. And Jane Seymour is just fantastic.
She probably still looks exactly like this.
She's a vampire. She's a vampire. Her and Patrick Stewart have aged 10 years over the past 40. The pair of
And
them.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, well, yeah,
He's
he
also.
does. Yeah, but no, they swear she's a vampire. But and then on HD DVD we have one
HD
random
DVD.
find.
Wow.
Every once in a while I run into HD DVDs, but they're usually Warner releases, so I don't even bother because the chances of them having issues are so high that it's not worth it. But we found this is an interesting one: Living Landscapes: The World's Most Beautiful Places.
Yay.
So kind of a interesting background thing and show off the format and that kind of stuff. These were cool. These are
actually cool.
These I found in the bargain room in Goodwill, so they were super cheap by weight. These are really cool. 3 steel case Blu-ray DVD combos. Tomb Raider.
And I love how it's on the side.
So yes,
Because I feel like some things when they're steel,
yeah,
there's no
it's
printing on the
you
side.
can't really see it, but yeah, these are beautiful releases.
And they're combos.
And then you have Cradle of Life. Yeah, I do like the Steelbook Blu-ray DVD combo. And then this is beautiful cover here for Hellboy 2.
Yay, Rob Perlman.
Yes, so those are amazing, and yeah, we're both curious, but a little bit on the new Hellboy, but curious enough that I still want to see it.
I want to see it too.
I think I'd be much more okay if we had had a complete trilogy
Yes.
with Ron Perlman, if it had been finished, and then we got a new one. Okay, cool. But I think now it's a little, yeah. But
He's not Hellboy.
yeah. But anyway, you want to do books? I'll grab the thing over there. I forgot. You do.
I'm all alone. I can do anything I want. We did get some books. We got a Star Trek. I think this is the last one we need.
Yeah, we have the omnibus, and now we have them all individually.
This is Captain's Table of War Dragons, which is awesome because now we have them all. Complete set. Another Star Trek Unification, which is cool. And another Star Trek Next Generation Strike Zone. So we're getting.
Yeah,
We have a lot.
Good deal, yeah.
And Nightshade. So and then this is a Moogle book. This is not
You'll
mine.
never read that.
Not
But
mine.
Maggie, A Girl of the Streets, and Other New York Writings. So this
Not for me.
was good, but difficult read because it is, I think it was written in the 20s, but it's in very authentic early century New York slang. It really tries to get the accent down, the vernacular, and it makes it a little difficult to read at points. Depends on which story and where you are, but occasionally it's all right, I gotta focus, and it's just one of those instances where it's not hard to understand at all, but you read at half your normal pace to really comprehend everything and really get the best out of it. But definitely good. But yeah, it's definitely not a casual read.
And a fantasy, The Secret Country. It's another Firebird fantasy. I really love Firebird fantasy. It's something I grew up reading, so have to pick it up. We have the audiobook of this. I haven't had a chance to read this yet, but I'm really excited. It's Raptor Red.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
I'm very curious about it. This is a David Eddings book, The Hidden City.
It's a
which
Keith Parkinson cover.
it is
I
a
always
Keith
recognize
Parkinson
those.
cover. I read another series that he did, so I was interested in reading this. Hexbound. Fantastic book that I think everybody should read. Book of the Dun Cow, which you'd still need to read.
Yeah, I still haven't read that. Yeah.
So you're going to read this.
Yeah.
This is really good.
I was excited but so mad because when I first saw
Why?
it, well, no, because it's not what I thought it was. And then I realized
This is a Disney Choose Your Own Adventure for Dumbo's Circus.
yeah.
Which
But when
is
I first
crazy.
saw it, I just saw Dumbo's Circus, and I thought it was the old TV show because that was never released on VHS or DVD or whatever. Just some random low quality things you can find on YouTube. So I was like, oh my gosh, because you loved that. So
I did.
yeah.
It's a dangerous series, but it's a really weird thing because it's a Choose Your Own Adventure in Disney.
Yeah.
So very cool.
You found this. So.
I did find this. I don't know. I really was excited.
That's cool. Yeah.
This is a TV tray. It's a metal TV tray. Nickelodeon's The Ren and Stimpy Show. I don't know. I just like. There are
so
some
random.
things that you just have to buy.
It's so random.
You just have to. So I don't know if we'll ever use this as a TV tray, but
Unlikely.
it's still really cool.
Unlikely.
I think it's cool.
But so on VHS, we have a couple things here. Found this is one that I wouldn't have picked up except it was sealed. So it's an episode of Beauty and the Beast from season 1 that was sealed, and now you found we have tape 1. I think this is there's only 2. This is Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah, I think this is
But
a Pizza Hut one.
There's these 2 X-Men tape releases that used to be like a Pizza Hut thing. We got some more Star Trek, one that we already had on VHS, but it was a different cover, and this is brand new sealed, so I picked it up anyway. City on the Edge of Forever, episode 28, so I grabbed that. Banana Club.
Sure. Banana Club.
These were cool, you found these. And now I have 2 complete sets of the 3 BBC Narnia movies covering the first 4 books. I have the single tape editions, and I had the double tape editions of the first movie, and now I have the other 2. So now I have 2 complete VHS sets of the Narnia movies. And I found this in the bargain room, and I lost it. I was so excited, because I've been searching for this movie for over 20 years, because I could not remember what it was called. And it was one of those I've always meant to look up and never bothered because I was like, I don't think it was even released on anything. But it was released on VHS. Night of the Twisters. It was a TV movie about a town hit by twisters, and nothing too exciting. But why I really liked that was my celebrity crush as a kid, still, is Laura Bertram. And around the time that I was watching Ready or Not, she was in this TV movie, and I remember seeing a preview. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch it. And I remember recording it. I have my own VHS tape of it. I have not seen it since I was a kid. So I was like, oh my gosh, it exists. It was actually released on something. So I was like, holy cow, I've been looking for that
Holy
forever.
cow!
So,
Leaping lizards.
Leaping lizards. She-Ra, Princess of Power, Volume 2. So we have a good deal of He-Man, but not a whole lot of She-Ra, so that was kind of cool to grab. A little beat up, but hey, it's still pretty cool.
It's a VHS, so you gotta.
And then when we do those, we'll save this weird thing for last. This is
No one's even gonna know what that is. We got. Speaking of weird,
yeah.
Weird Al on the cassette tape. I love Weird Al. We were just talking about him at work, actually.
Oh, really?
I absolutely love Weird Al.
He seems like a genuine nice character too.
He's a very
he?
down to earth,
Yeah.
normal person.
He's great.
But
Yeah.
I like him and his accordion. And this is a Christmas one, actually. It's a Sarah Brightman CD. Stefan knows I like Sarah Brightman. So very excited about that. And then I also picked up a ton. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
This is one of those things that she really loves, like the.
I don't know why you don't love them. You're not a 90s kid.
I had them, but
You're not a real 90s kid.
I had them, but I didn't.
I got a ton of Pogs. These are filled with Pogs. There's Simpsons Pogs. There's some really cool slammers. I really like this one. It's metal, and it's a peace sign. There's like some official Pogs. There's Hershey Park Pogs.
Which is cool because it's near us.
And like the shimmery manatees. Just all kinds of things. There's tigers and educational things. I was really excited. I love Pogs, and I was so excited to get these. I can't wait to play Pogs. I have to find somebody to play with.
I knew a lot of people who had them, but I don't think I've ever, at least as far as I knew, I don't think anyone played it that I knew. Everyone had hundreds of them just randomly in the 90s, but I don't know if anyone actually played it.
Well, if anyone wants to come over and play Pogs,
yeah,
I have a lot.
So this is
weird.
Stupid. You're so nice. This was weird. You think these are cool too?
They are actually cool.
But we went into Goodwill, and there was probably like 7 or 8 of these.
And Stefan just Stefan freezes when he sees something. He just he freezes.
I didn't know what they were first because they were huge and they're just ridiculous. Like here's normal, there's a Blu-ray case, and hold that up for a second, and then sitting next to a bunch of DVDs, there are about 7 or 8 of these monsters. And I was like, what in the... They're huge. And they are giant, complete series, or at least seasons, collections of shows on VCD. These are giant boxes of VCDs. And they had, again, like I said, like 7 or 8 of them. But none of them were things that I was familiar with. And the problem with VCDs, unless you research it or it says it directly on it, you don't know if it has any English support. Because a lot of them, like most of the ones I do have English subtitles burned in. Like almost all of them do. I think I have one other one that doesn't have any. And these, so I was like, you know what, I'm only going to grab some of the ones that look cool, or ones that are like ones I think I could watch if it didn't have subtitles, like it'd be interesting enough, just a curiosity. So I grabbed 3 of them, just looking, didn't know what any of them were, but they're huge. This one looks particularly awesome. Like actually, put that in, but huge VCD box sets. Let's open that one up here. And this one is 32 video CDs long. Yeah, it's just this monstrous thing. There's 32 of them in here, and they're huge. They look crazy on the shelf. This one's a bit shorter, but and this one, the Death Diary. This one's pretty interesting.
I think it's so interesting. You have very clearly like an action, and then you have something dark. This one looks very dark, and then you have this like cutesy pink thing. You like it's like the full spectrum of Stefan's entertainment.
But I like really interesting examples of programming from around the world, things that you can't just like watch on Netflix or order a DVD of or anything. And like video CD is a really cool format. Like it's low quality, but it's not as bad as most people really say. Like it's bad, but it's not terrible. And it's just really cool to get some stuff that you can't get anywhere else in the world, and it's huge. It's like it's monsters. But yeah, this was such a cool find. Like, yeah, amazing. But anyway, so that is, I think we've gone through everything, right?
I think so.
That is Christmas / end of the year. So like every January, put this up, and now we have the task of organizing, putting everything away.
I don't like this part.
Yeah, because we haven't done any of that yet. We always know we're going to film this. So we don't put any Christmas presents away. Don't put anything. We just got to leave everything in the living room for like a couple weeks. But now it is time to organize. So clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody. Do your share.
No.
Yeah.